Good morning, children. Today let us continue the SS class. We are already started the natural vegetation and wildlife. Today let us second part. Let us continue. I finished some pages. Then today let us study the shrubs. We can do distribution of natural vegetation, divided forest, and then after grasslands. Then next point is shrubs. Then study. Today let us study shrubs. Shrubs are the small grass. Actually, small grasses living in the there are different climate. So it is good. Cold region and hot desert. Both cold and hot places there are is growing small grasses. Let us study. The shrubs are found either hot desert or in every cold region. Hot desert and cold regions are growing the shrubs, both cold desert and high temperature. Cold region and hot deserts are called the shrubs. So now let us study the desert vegetation. What is the desert vegetation? Now let us study desert vegetation. Desert vegetation is the high temperature. High temperature. Now, very high temperature is we can see. Hot and dry disease found in the western part of the tropical and subtropical regions. This is experience very high temperature. This area is very high temperature. But even though there is a high temperature, we can see some grasses there. So there is also high temperature and very low rainfall. There is high temperature and low rainfalls are there. Then there is some which thorns are there. Some plants are there. Which plants are thorns, vast trees, and small stems and low rooted. Like that plants are like that plants are there. So also let us study desert vegetation. We can see there is a high temperature and low rainfall. High temperature and low rainfall. Therefore, the vegetation of these areas has thorns. Have you seen a thorns plant? Thorns and also wax-coated plant. Wax-coated leaves plant, and also the spongy stems and long root. These plants we can see there. And now let us, which means there are some plants maybe you have seen. The thorny bushes, we can see all thorny bushes and cactus and horse grass are the main vegetation found in that region. Now let us go to second point, the tundra vegetation. Now the tundra vegetation. Tundra vegetation are found in high latitude of the northern hemisphere, especially Eurasia, North America, and the high altitude of some mountains. Their mountains were covered with the snow. Covered with the snow coverments. High mountain and also with the snow cover. Which plants are there? There is a bunch of different. We can see the North America, Eurasia, and high temperature mountain. Then you can see the short grass and the mosses. We can see there the small mosses and the small grasses are there. We can see. The tundra vegetation is there is very high altitude of the mountains. During the short summer season, when the snow covered the melts, then we can see mosses and beeches and some short grasses are there. These are called meadows. That we called meadows. MEADOWS, meadows. That we called meadows. Now let us how to conserve the forest. You can see, maybe you see there is somewhere no forest. Now how we can conserve the forest. Conservation of natural vegetation is our duty to the conservation of the natural vegetation. There is no natural vegetation, the birds and other plants we can leave. So we should keep them. Rapidly growing population has put a pressure the agriculture industry and housing. There is a for housing, road, rails. In this case, we should what we do? Cut all the trees. Deforestation will do or the cutting trees and large amount of trees cutting and will build a house. And in this case, so large scale cutting of trees is called deforestation. What is deforestation? Large scale of cutting trees. Maybe you have seen the large scale of trees are cutting. That we call deforestation. That we call deforestation. Means cutting trees. For what? For the cutting the trees for the building, industries, house making, road, railway. This all this for the we are doing cutting. And also other. This is a man-made and other also some. There are some. Apart from the destruction of man, other factors are namely sometimes heavy winds and insects, fire and also storms are the responsible for the destruction of the vegetation. All these things are the vegetation of the. So we have to conserve, we have to keep our forest. Which are the main factors are the destruction, fire and stormy winds and diseases, insects and also sometimes man also cutting the trees. So these are the conservation of the natural things and also the clearance of destruction of the natural vegetation, especially forests have to let and other some factors also we can study. Barren stuff, sometimes the hills are sloping and all. Soil erosion. Soil is not good. Some soil erosion and decrease of rainfall. There is no rain. Decrease of rainfall and also less underground seepage. There is no water under seepage. So it is also destruction of the vegetation, which are made some points of study. Barren stuffs. If you have seen that sometimes the things are pulled down, sloping and soil erosion and also decrease of rainfall and also less underground seepage. These things are especially for us we have to keep all these things and steps required to conserve natural vegetation to give. Some steps we can do. How to? We can keep all these things. First things. Protecting the forest states. We have to protect our forest. Nicely we have to protect. And also increasing the area under forest cover. Sometimes there is no cover, it will destroy it. So we should under the protection of the cover. Then discouraging the practice of the shifting cultivation. We are shifting cultivation here one day, then other places the shifting cultivation also destroyed. So it will, if we every day you have the cultivation is going, it will grow. Otherwise, if shifting means it is destroying. And also protecting the forest from the forest fire. We have to protect from the forest fire. And also that is planting adequate trees to make provisions of future needs. We should plant many new plants to cultivate. And also what do? Planting adequate trees to make the provisions of future needs. We have cut the trees again, we have to put the new trees, otherwise there is no trees. So, what you get the one once more, how the destruction of the natural vegetation. Barrenness stops, soil erosion, decrease of rainfall, less ground seepage is also the practice of the distribution of the natural vegetation. Now let us continue. Next point, distribution of the wildlife. Distribution of the wildlife. Have you seen wild animals? Where maybe the forest also wild animals. We can see that different countries. We can see different countries, different animals. Now let us go to some different places. Different places there are Asia, Africa, and Antarctica. There are many places we get different types of animals. You can see different types of animals. Then India also we can see different types of animals. First let's study Africa. Africa is rich in wildlife. Africa is first rich in Africa. Africa is rich in wildlife. There is elephants, hippos, crocodiles, gorilla, apes, and other many so. This and also grass-eating animals, deer, giraffe, strays, elephants are found in the savanna grasslands. There are many elephants are there. There are many animals are there in the Africa. And the next study second part, South America. You can see South America. There also we can see there are many animals. Rare, flightless bird like the ostrich, wild condor is the largest bird of prey in the world, and athletes and llamas and other found the many animals. We can see the South America, and also we can see the Australia, and also we can see Australia and many crocodiles and found the kangaroo. Australia is a famous animals there. Australia is known as the many unique animals. Half of them are marsupials, kangaroo, and moose, kingfishers. These are the main animals of Australia. Then we can see Europe. There are many animals. Since the forests have already been cleared in Europe, limited wildlife is found there. So Europe also very cleared and little wild found. We can see it's the main animal species found in continent: polar bears, wild bears, wolves, sheep, native. These are the we can see these animals in the Europe. We can see Europe. Now we can go to the North America. The animals found in North America have thick fur and protect themselves from the cold climate. There is a very cold climate in North America. Reindeer, Arctic foxes, musk oxen, sablers, polar bears, and blue foxes are we can see found in the North America. And now we can go to the Asia. Asia has a great diversity in wildlife. Asia is a great diversity in wildlife. There are many types of animals are living in Asia. Monkeys, leopards, sloth, tigers, elephants, and lions are found in the tropical areas, and hammers, earnest, birds, and foxes are found in the temperate areas, and also mixed slabs, polar bears, musk, oxen, Arctic foxes are found in the taiga and tundra region. There are many animals are living in the Asian region. So now let us Antarctica. Antarctica is a water body which surrounds the continent, has creatures which range from the small krills and whales and penguins. The cold season there in Antarctica. So which the krills, whales, penguins. These are the native this continent. They have to become the symbol of Antarctica, and snow petrel and which the sums of the white doves is also found there. Several types of seals we can see in the Antarctica. So we have found that there are many countries with different types of wild animals. Asia, North America, Europe, Antarctica, and Australia, South America. These places are we have seen that many animals are. You can read the test. You will read if you have more, find out the more animals from the test and find out the names. Now, let us study what is cities, CITs. Conservation of the wildlife. It is our duty to conservation of wildlife. So man are destroying forests, then animals can live, and cultivation or decrease of soil, erosion of soil. So there are many reasons of the destroying the forest. Well-being environment largely depends upon the proper functions of the ecosystem. We should keep our ecosystem, otherwise there is no animals can live. Since ecosystem of an area is referred to an continuous interaction of animals with each other and the physical environment. So any kind of disturbance of animals, vegetation, physical environment may disturb the ecosystem, that is that the area. If there is any changes of ecosystem, there is no animal, so we should keep the ecosystem of the area. The ecosystem of area is referred to continuous interaction of animals with each other. A large area of forest land has been cleared to expand farmers and construction roads, rails. This also destroyed the forest. I said before that, and large areas of the forest destroyed for the farms, houses, roads, rails. This also destructed by the animals. This has destroyed the habitat of the various animals. The damage done of the natural habitat has led to the extinction of many species and plants and animals. So many animals and plants, many species are destroyed. There is no the endangered species. We can find out them, and also the wildlife is threatened to hunters, collectors, and poachers. So illegal trade of hides, skins, nails, teeth, bones, and feathers further increase of the problem. Now, what is cities? Cities is an international body which stands for Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species. Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. They said that conservation of wildlife and forest have to together. The existence of animals depends largely in the forest. They prohibit the trade of product made from the endangered wildlife. Endangered means the existence of life. So most of the wildlife can be protected by the increased awareness among the peoples. The school children also protecting the wildlife and the forest. The 100 of years, many animals are now, we can see only some feathers or skins and only that. So we have to keep our wildlife and national parks also, and also we should keep our animals. We are the children, so we have to keep now and study how to keep the forest, how to keep the animals and plants. Now let us conclude this lesson. Thank you very much for this video.